What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Doing another subscriber requested course here in the Backyard Simulator. Today we are doing a little bit of discrepancy in name here, but I'm going to butcher this name and location. FINCA CORTESIN in Andalusia, Spain. Basically, I had that written down, and then you go into here, and then within Garmin, it's Club de Golf FINCA CORTESIN. So basically, some of you are probably familiar with this because this is, or was, the home of the 2023 Solheim Cup, which comes courtesy of Garmin. Shout out to Garmin for all the requests and all the support you show the channel. When he requested this, he basically requested this one and the Ryder Cup course. It was probably maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Basically, I had to make a decision of between the weather and scheduling which course I wanted to play, so I opted for the Ryder Cup. So we're doing this one late. So like I said, FINCA CORTESIN in Andalusia, Spain, courtesy of Garmin. He said home to the 2023 Solheim Cup, and he said in parentheses starts this week. So I already looked it up. I didn't watch any of the coverage, but basically the Solheim Cup is the equivalent to the Ryder Cup. It's a biennial, basically once every 2 years. Team Europe won that one too. This is the first time I've come out here since recording the Marco Simone Ryder Cup one the day before that started. So unfortunately, Europe won that one too. So men's and women's, Team Europe got the W, but we're going to give this a go. And again, shout out to Graylam. I did look up, was hoping it was going to be the exact same course. Sometimes I'm not exactly sure I have something else written down versus this, and sometimes the locations within Garmin's a little bit weird, but this had a rating of 77. So if I'm not mistaken, the course rating is what the average scratch golfer would shoot, meaning they're going to shoot 5 strokes over par from these black tees. So I'm assuming, considering it's the Ryder Cup equivalent for the LPGA women golfers out there, this is probably the course. So we're going to give it a go. Real quick for the rundown: Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Country Club Elite mat, DIY stance mat, 10x7 nets, Callaway Superfast balls, and home tee here you're seeing within the Garmin Golf app. So we're going to get into it real quick. I just want to say, haven't come out here in again like a week, probably similar to you guys. I kind of have to come out here in a few days, even a week in advance, kind of look at the schedule and see what time I can kind of come out here. It takes me a little bit more time to record, obviously, and set up things. But haven't been out here in almost a week again, basically since the Ryder Cup. You guys will be seeing this probably a week or two even after that. But so haven't hit a club in a while. Wasn't striking it the best last time. It wasn't terrible, but I was actually going back and forth with Uneven Par. You guys will probably see him in the comment section. We go back and forth sometimes on Instagram direct messages, and he was saying he's been putting up some of his best scores ever. The guy can play some golf, and what he's been doing, he says he basically has dialed in a pull draw. He's a lefty, so he stands on the wrong side of the ball, but he basically, instead of doing, I've been struggling and continuously working on more of a push draw, basically, as the name implies, starting it, pushing it out to the right, and then having it draw back to center. I hit a couple, just experimenting with it for the warm-up, and I'm going to try today, just as a, you guys know how I like to tinker with things here and there. Sometimes the changes stick, sometimes it only lasts a round, half a round, and then I go back to what I was doing before. But I think for today, this round, and I'm going to do one more round after this, I'm just going to try having the feeling of doing more of a pull draw. So I'm just going to align and set up just a little bit further right, and instead of starting it further right, kind of pushing it out to the right, swinging out to right field, so to speak, and having the ball come back, I'm going to have more of a feeling of aligning a little bit further right and kind of coming more low left and inside. Generally, if you guys slice the ball, it's kind of a recipe for even a more slice. If you line up open and you kind of come across the ball low and left, generally speaking, you're going to get more of a exaggerated slice that way. But we're going to try this, hopefully with the club face, the club path, kind of combination face to path. I'll be able to, like I said, work on a little bit of a pull draw type of feel, and we'll see how that goes. But I did hit one 9 iron, only hit probably 10 or less shots, but I hit 9 iron that went 168 that I absolutely flushed trying this out. So that's promising, but driver swing's always going to be interesting. So without further ado, let's get into this. Probably not the best course in the world to do this, considering the rating 77, but we're going to see what happens here. So mainly that pull draw feeling, I think I'm going to mainly experiment with that, mostly irons. I still haven't been striking my kind of in a slump lately with my driver. Maybe I'll do that a little bit, but I want to just try to make at least like somewhat centered contact on the driver face before I start really messing with that. The pull draw type of feel is going to be more so with the irons and hybrids, but maybe it'll creep into driver too, we'll see. But first couple driver swings should always be interesting. Here we go. Struck it decent, pretty close to the center, a little bit heely. That should be up the left side. Should get some decent distance on that too, maybe a little too far left, but 269 into the rough. That was actually, tried to, obviously you don't want to come out and start swinging out of your shoes right out the gate, but that one didn't swing it the quickest because of that, but that was actually decent contact. So hopefully that continues. Second shot here in the rough, didn't exactly put ourselves in a great position, but 139 up 2 and we're in the rough, so 141 plus another 14, 151, 155 should be a good stock 9-iron distance, but we'll see. If I start hitting these somewhat regularly over 160, I may have to adjust some of these stock yardages. And I did want to mention, basically, I don't know if it's exactly fall time yet. It's real close if it's not here in New England. Basically the way a lot of these fall days goes is it's a great time to grow grass because everything stays wet. Basically you get dew and the grass stays wet. Like I walked out here, my shoes were soaked just from walking through the grass. Basically the grass stays wet most of the day. I did have a couple no reads when I was doing my warm-up. Hopefully that doesn't happen too much. It's mainly the short chips. I'm gonna not try to have it affect me too much, try to do my best to get everything to read, but if that happens again, if it's bad again today, I'll have to switch things around. But I was thinking I'm somewhat hesitant to change around like the height of the stand, or it's exactly where I want it distance wise. Like it's exactly 7 feet from the middle of this mat, so I'm not changing anything distance wise. It would just mainly, the only thing I would change is raising up the feet on my DIY level stand. But like I mentioned, I'm a little bit hesitant to start changing things around because I know over the past couple months that thing has been in the exact same spot. I've had really good accurate distances compared to on course, so in the back of my head I'm almost a little bit worried and hesitant to start changing with stuff, and then we'll bring even more kind of questions into, if I change things, are the distances still the same? If I hit one really good, did I really hit it that good? Versus I know right now where it is. Granted, sometimes it doesn't read, but I know the distances are spot on, so I would have to kind of go back and experiment a little bit more, which I'm not thrilled about, but we'll see. 9-iron, like I mentioned, just gonna align a little bit further right and then kind of think about finishing kind of low and left through the ball. A little bit heavy. That one started a little bit right of center. I don't know if it's gonna come back a whole lot. It's kind of just, that was a basically block out to the right, but I believe it's gonna start us out with a par. And a course like this, we'll take that. That'll do, pig. Shout out Graham. Alright. We're off. Second hole, par 3, 213, down 2. So I'm gonna go 6-iron. Just gonna double check. I mean, there's bunkers up there, but at least there's no water. I think the 5 is gonna be too much. 6, I've been hitting it to about 205. On occasion, 210, 215. Gonna need a little bit closer to that right now for this type of shot, but I think the 5, if I hit it good, it's gonna be too much club. And we'll see, maybe I'll something will click here with this pull draw type of feel, and I'll start really flushing some shots. Left it out to the right again. Hit it decent, a little bit low launch, but we'll see if it catches the right side. I don't know if it will. Oh, we got a bounce, go. Oh, I don't know if that's on or not. That might be a +3. Yep. Alright, that's gonna be a bogey, but we still got 205 out of that, and that was a somewhat heavy, low kind of miss hit to the right, which is, I guess, promising. Alright, 483, third hole, par 5. down 10. We're going to stay away from that water the best we can. So we're going to aim up here by that bunker. Not terrible again, a little bit low in the face. Still kind of, that should be actually pretty good. There's a low launch, so we're gonna lose a little distance because of that versus a higher launch, but that still should be. All right, 285, so basically that was 275, not bad. That was again pretty close to center. What was I gonna say? I'm still building on, again, I do like that feeling of kind of, I need to do my best to start the ball at least somewhat right. I know this pull draw thing that I'm talking about is going to start it a little more center, and because of that I got to aim just a little bit further right and it'll turn over, but still working on that feeling of basically, like I was saying, the tennis forehand, putting topspin on the ball to release the club and whatnot. Oh boy. Hopefully that's just for me swinging my arms around, but we'll mute that for the session. Overdid it the past couple rounds. I was hitting everything low and left, so not super focused on that, but still want to incorporate that a little bit into what I'm trying to do. Again, I just tinker with things until I get into a stretch of playing really good golf, stick with that for a while, and then when things start breaking down I start tinkering again and the cycle continues. But 211 down 5, so again should be a good 6-iron distance. Hit it pretty good again. That one was still a little bit heavy, kind of low. That one's going to be further left, but it looks like it's straightening out and it's all over it. Sit. That was a long 6-iron right there. That's kind of what I was seeing with those very few warm-up shots. When I did hit one good, because of that lower draw spin, I was seeing some somewhat crazy distances. We'll take the par with that, but that's a pretty long 6-iron. And I still didn't even catch that 100%. Brings us to 1 over, 4th hole, par 4, 293, and it's down 17. So, for the sake of the scorecard, we're gonna go at it. We're gonna go right side, front right of this green, maybe right there towards that bunker. As long as we get over that water, this is asking for trouble here. But considering it's down 20 yards, I only need 267 right there, and it'll bring me to 287. We'll see what happens. More than likely we'll just duck hook it into the water, but it'll be fun if we either drive this green or even blast it over. Oh, that was really low. Centered strike again, but that was really low. It's going to be left. I don't know if that's going to have enough to get over. Go! Oh, we just made it. That was all carry too. That was a low line drive. That's 3 in a row though. I mean, I can see the imprint of the ball on the club face. That's 3 in a row that are pretty close to the center, meaning not too much heely, not too much toey. Those were a little bit low in the face, which explains the low launch, but considering I'm usually all over the face on the driver, at least somewhat promising. Alright, here we go with some delicate wedge shots though. This could be misread territory. 24 yards straight up, no slope, no rough, so I'm going to go 56 and play the best that I can here between my 25-30 yard shot here. Hold that left. It'll be on the green, but I drop kick that left. Go! Alright. We may have got real lucky on that. Probably +1. Wow, we did. Alright. Didn't deserve that, which means we're going to get probably unlucky over these next 13 holes or so, or whatever we have left, but alright, brings it back to even. 5th hole, par 5, 510. Pretty cool undulated. Usually you don't see a whole lot of the undulation within the Garmin software. Usually it's pretty flat, and then they just compensate for that with the up and down yardages. But you can actually see some undulation on this one. Pretty narrow fairway too, but kind of cool when you can see some of that. I am going to aim right side. Well, there goes the trend of the middle of the club face. That was way off the toe, and I pushed it right on top of it. That's not going to be very good. 258 into the right rough. The experimentation continues. Alright, now we got trees and we got rough. 257 to this green. Plus we need another 25 on top of that, so we need what, like 280, which isn't going to happen, but I'm going to go 3 hybrid and just blast it up there, possibly through these trees, which is going to take some distance off, but it doesn't look like we have a whole lot up there to get ourselves in trouble, so I'm just going to aim up this left side over there and hopefully have like a 52 degree or less into this green. Same thing as that driver, way off the toe. That's going to be right again. That tree actually probably saved us a little bit. It's still right, but that would have been probably that next group of bunkers to the right of those. I think that's probably because, like I said, that pull draw feeling kind of going low and left, moving where I generally make contact with the club, so because I'm finishing more lower and left, I'm making contact further towards the toe. Maybe I just got to take a half a step closer. Alright, we got to look though. 102 up 4 brings us to 106 plus another 10. We need 116, hitting 3 into this par 5 green. I'm going to go about a 75%, 48. Let's see, this kind of feel shot, if I can get this on the green. Oh, that was very bad. That was really thin and left. That's probably going to be off the green. Long left. Land soft. Nope, no chance. Ooh, it actually almost stayed on though. Real life, that would have been probably an extra 10, 15, 20 yards off the back of the green. Alright, we got some work to do. 12 yards, so another little delicate shot. I am, or I have been, just to reduce the amount of misreads and no reads with these delicate shots, been kind of getting out of my own routine of what I usually do on course. Usually I like to take a couple waggles, hover the club, and then hit it. With these lately, just so it can read, I've been grounding the club right behind it, and it seems to help a little bit. 12 yards, 60 degree, see what we can do. That's going to be long left if it reads, and it did not, so it looks like we get a free mulligan out of it. Not long left off the green, but that would have been long left in relation to the inner circle. That was better. Still might be a tad long. We'll see. Sit. Yep. Stay inside the inner circle, maybe back edge of it. Did we get a par? We did. 6th hole, par 3, 222 up 4. So this should be better. 5-iron distance if I can make some contact. Who knows if I hit that 6 like I had been. This could almost be 6-iron distance, but we're gonna go 5. Low and left. Get a bounce right. Not my best there. Alright, 22 in the rough. Basically, we need another 2.2, so 24.2 to be exact. I'm going to go 56. Should be decent. Oh, just a hair short. I did hit that pretty easy, but that was right at it. Alright, we're gonna drop one there. A little Gatorade break. Luckily, as I was setting things up out here, one of my neighbors was cutting his grass, and he either just finished or took a break pretty much within like 30 seconds when I pressed record, so at least we don't hear that in the background, but not much I can do about that. 1 over through 6, 7th hole par 4, 467. So big opening in this early part, but we're going to kind of get a little bit greedy, go up towards this right side. Kind of cool looking fairway though. Big wide open landing spot, and then it narrows up over there. I looked quick just to see, because I wasn't following it, to see who won the Solheim Cup, and it looked like it was a pretty close. I don't know if any of you out there, let me know in the comments if you guys were watching it and following it. It looked like it was a pretty close finish, much closer than the Ryder Cup for the men's. The US went up early, and then Europe kind of fought back, and they ended up pulling it off, but I think it was within, I looked online, it said 14 to 14. I don't know if the point system's a little bit different, but I think they were within half a point of each other by the end of it. High on the face, a little bit heely. It's going to be up the left, not super far, but we've hit worse. At least all in all, so far, first couple were the best, but making at least somewhat better contact with the driver, kind of trending in the right direction. Seems like without a whole lot of rhyme or reason, it kind of ebbs and flows. Same thing with everything else. Sometimes you just go through a period of you putt really well, and then you struggle to putt. Same thing with chipping, long irons, short irons, mid irons, etc. All right, 204 up 8. We're gonna go 6. That was struck pretty good, but I left the club face open. It's going to be right. I hit that hard too. Not the best shot. Good read from the Garmin though. That's exactly what happens. Alright, 20 yards, up 1. We got to put this inside the inner circle to save par. So we got 21 plus another 2, 23. 60 or 56? 60 or 56? I guess we'll go 56. Left a couple short as of late, so basically in my head, I'm just going to try to play a 25-yard shot. Should be decent. Hit it kind of soft again. It was maybe a yard left. Yep. Just a little bit short left. All right, we're gonna drop another stroke there. Same thing. I keep saying I gotta come out and practice wedges, but when time's limited, I try to come out here and just play and record. I don't have a ton of time to come out and just solely practice, but distance control. Seems like days I'm pulling them long left, coming up 10 yards long on everything. Other days like this, I'm coming up a little bit short. 2 over through 7, 8th hole par 5, 537, down 11, down 9 right there. I think that's a decent line. One good thing about taking close to a week off in between playing back here is that fatigue factor in my back does feel pretty good. So I'm still not swinging out of my shoes and really trying to go after any of these drives, but it does feel like I'm hitting it a bit quicker just because I'm fresh and haven't played, like I said, in about a week. Not terrible. Low in the face again. Up the right, should come back left a little bit. Rough might stop it. Yeah. Those aren't bad swings. Again, if I can just get that launch up a little bit. Alright. Long way home again. We're going to go 3 hybrid up there. Take a half a step closer on this one. A little bit low in the face, but that was hit pretty good. Granted, it's going to be 20-30 yards short because of the rough, but that was probably a good 260. And I think we're right in that ballpark. That was decently hit. Still a little bit lower launch. Probably could have got an extra 5-10 yards if I caught that a little bit closer to the center. Good swing though. All right, 2 halfway decent swings. I guess driver wasn't that great, but we're in play and we got 62 yards up 1, hitting 3 into a par 5. So I'm gonna go 52 and another kind of controlled distance shot here. Obviously right in between my 50 and 75 yard shot if I can do it. Tad heavy, we'll see. Probably couple yards left. Go. All right. Oh, wow. Rolled out just a little bit too much. Decent distance though, just pulled it a little bit left. Par though. Gonna try my best to stay hydrated this round. I'm gonna be doing a buff bogey after this with hopefully not a ton of push-ups, but definitely some push-ups. That's weird. It's been strange weather here in New England, as usual, but we get periods. There's been times where it's been rain for almost a week. Lately there was like 3 days in a row with rain, then it got cooler, and then today it's cool when I woke up, and it's kind of cool in the shade, but it is kind of humid, which is odd, but pretty good golf weather. Wish I was on course. Alright, 2 over through 8, 9th hole par 4, 334, 284 right there. Let's see if we can get a little bit better launch and get something about 275-ish down the middle. Low, heel. That's going to be low and up the left side. Probably in the rough. Yeah, it just nosedived. That's been the miss. At least it's not a slice like I've been saying, but that's kind of a bad swing. Or not kind of, that's definitely a bad swing. That's just a nosedive, 224 yard drive off the tee into the rough. It's the right idea though, that's what I want, but I'm just overdoing it. I gotta go back a little bit more towards my natural slice tendencies, get a little bit higher launch, and that should be a good recipe either for a pretty close to dead straight ball flight or closer to a baby draw versus this nosedive, kind of duck hook left. In any event, 110 left, up 3, and we're in the rough. So 113 plus another 11 puts us at 124. Should be cleanly struck, pretty full 48. Popped it up a little bit thin. Should catch the front side though. Ooh, we got a generous bounce. That'll work. Birdie. Keep going back and forth. We get one back, we give one back, we get one back, we give one back. Alright, onto the back 9 we go. 10th hole par 3. 184 down 23. Jeez. Alright, so that puts us at 261, I believe. I'm going to go 9 iron, and I am going to aim left center of this green, just in case I block one, slice one, leave one out to the right. I'd rather miss the green left than bring that water into play on the right and have a penalty stroke, but hopefully get a good clean strike here, stick this green. Hit it decent. That may actually be, hit that a little bit left, we'll see. Alright, we got it there. I was thinking, since we aimed left and I hit that left, that was possibly going to be off the green to the left, but landed soft. We got a little bit of a bounce down and to the right, so got it to work for another par. Hopefully, looks like everything's good recording wise. Hopefully the mic's good. I noticed last time when I edited the last video, I think I was out here a little bit later in the day and I can kind of hear it now, which made me think about it. The cicadas, I think they're called. It's almost like a high pitch, like chirping in the background. When I was talking, the mic actually does a decent job of canceling out background noise when I'm not talking, but when I do talk, it kind of picks up some of the surrounding noise, so you guys might be hearing some of those bugs in the background, but again, my apologies, not much I can do about that. 585, par 5, 11th hole. We're going to aim a little bit tricky. It looks like it falls off pretty hard over there to the right. So we're going to aim about here. I'd rather be in the bunker than have that thing fall off the map to the right. Better. Still pulled it, and it's a little bit nosedivey, low and left, but that one sounded and felt better. 245, I don't know about that. Thought that was going to be closer to my 260, 270 type drive, but it's alright. 340 now, and we're in the rough. So we need another good 4 hybrid here. So this is basically, like I mentioned on the last one when I hit it good, this is going to play where it's up 4 yards, and then whatever I hit this is basically going to be 34 yards less because we're in the rough. So if I hit this 260 on the dot, it's going to play 226 on the screen. Nope. Don't want to do that. Caught it heavy. Gonna be heavy up the right. Creep into the fairway. Go. Nope. Not great there. That was only like 210. Me catching the mulch messed with me on that one. I took a step and I did a waggle at the same time and caught the mulch over here. Alright, we got a lot of work to do still. Hitting 3 into this par 5. 161 up 3 brings us to 164, plus we need another 16, so 174, 180. I'm gonna go 8 iron and try to muscle it up because 7's gonna be too much club. So let's see if I can hit a good 8 here. Get a little bit of that pull draw, extra distance here. Oh, or just chunk it left. Don't read. It probably will. At least it'll be in the fairway, but that's horrendous. That's a little bit of the issues, obviously, when you start, and we're in the bunker. You start trying to experiment with some swings, slight swing changes, you're going to have stuff like that, which is frustrating, but that was horrendous. No real excuse there for that. Well, 67 yards. We're chunking our way towards this hole. Up 1 and a bunker. So looks like a pretty shallow flat bunker. Should play pretty close to that 20%. So 68, and that'll be like 13 yards for the 20%. That brings us to 78, 81, I believe. I'm gonna go 52. Basically, in my head, just play my 75-yard shot, give it a tad extra mustard. Or swipe across it and pop it up short right. Alright, it's on the green. Pretty bad swing again. Started off decent, thought we were going to have a halfway decent round. It seemed promising, but now the wheels are kind of coming off and makes me worried that I'm going to have to be doing 500 push-ups for this next round if this continues. Hopefully we can right the ship a little bit here. 2 over though, still not the worst score in the world. Par 3, 12th hole, 225 down 14. I'm going to go 6 iron. Heavy. Pulled it a little bit left, but go get a bounce. That was actually relatively straight. I just chunked it again. I think I gotta play the ball just a little bit up in my stance. I'm coming down before it. So I could either, obviously, same exact swing, move the ball back slightly and make ball first contact, or move it up a little bit and instead of swinging as far down into it, just catch it a little bit more. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just kidding, I do a little bit, but I've never had a lesson or everything, obviously, so I'm just kind of going based on feel and what I think I should be doing and what has worked in the past type of thing versus knowing for sure I should be doing one thing or the other. But what I do know is I'm going to pipe this right down the middle. Down 14 yards too, so if we hit this 270, we'll get 284 out of it. Decent contact again, it's just low in the face and left. It has a chance though, if it stays in the fairway. It's gonna again kind of nosedive, but we'll see what we get out of this. Alright. 289, we've hit worse. So that was what, 275? $114. Gotta make sure we get over this water and not chunk it. 114 down 2, so 112. Gonna go again. Should be about a 75%, 48. Choke down about halfway on the grip. Hold it left, but better strike. Get down. I hit that way too good. That's closer to a full 48. We got 128 out of it. Well, we missed the green. Better swing. Not what we needed though in that situation. 15 yards left, down 1, and we're in the rough. So I'm gonna go 60 degree. 14. Basically, we need 15 and a half, I think. See if we can get this close inside the inner circle and make up for that a little bit. Gonna be a little bit too much. I was probably closer to 20. Yep. Relatively straight though. Alright. Not gonna be a bogey. Maybe even a double. That was a bogey. Fourteenth hole, par 4. Alright, another one sloping pretty far. Whoa, this is another cool looking hole. Look at that landing area and then how much narrower it gets up there. I guess we'll go there. Down 10 yards too. I do feel like, hopefully, I keep kind of working through some of these driver struggles, and one of these days it's just going to click. I'm going to be striping it because it is generally what I want to do. I'm just overcorrecting. A lot of times with golf, you got to kind of exaggerate the feel in what you're trying to do. Sometimes overcorrect and overcompensate one way and then slowly work your way back the other way, which is kind of what I'm doing, pulling everything low and left, versus before my miss was usually a moon balloon, high slicey spinny one. Now it's a low spin nosedive, low kind of duck hook left. So if I can, again, like I've said a million times at this point, if I can find a happy middle ground between those two, I'll be in a decent spot. Well, that was just out to the right. Hit better though, a little bit better launch on it, I just didn't release it. It's coming back a little bit, it's gonna just stay out there though. Better launch on that though, and still halfway decent contact. 272, what was that, down 10, so realistically that was 262 into the rough. Alright, 41 up to 10%, so 43 plus another 4, 47. I'm gonna go 52, and the best that I can. Play right in between, 45-50 yard shot here. And usually that's with my right thumb in between the grip and the metal. That's probably closer to 60. That's gonna be a little bit long left. And long left. On the green, not long enough and left enough to be off the green, but we're going for that inner circle. That would have been a bird. We'll take the par instead. Alright. 15th hole, par 4, we're 4 over. 405. Another cool looking layout. Alright, what do we need? 265 right there. If we go out this way and then turn one over left, and right about there is probably good. I think over here we're going to run out of room, and I'm not going to hit it 302. So here's probably a better line, and hopefully get one, start it either there, and then, or near that, and then turn it over left. Luckily, I don't have a lot of these holes. Sometimes you see holes like this where the PGA guys play and they need to go over, like, instead of this, the fairway. I don't know, I think it might be Pebble Beach on one of them. The fairway slanted this way and you have water that you need to carry, and you can get aggressive and try to go further left, but it's kind of a weird, you got to pick a starting line almost, and you got to kind of cheat it to the right and come up safer, and then you can try to work one and get yourself a little bit further down the fairway. But luckily I don't have a whole lot of these type of holes where I have to make decisions like that in real life around here. But High on the face. High on the face, low on the face. High on the face, low on the face. That was like half on the crown of the driver. That was so high. That's what I get though. It's crazy how you hit it low on the face and left, and you're like, all right, just gotta maybe swing up on it a little bit more, maybe move the ball forward a little bit, and you move it just a fraction, just try to get it closer to the middle of the face, and then even just that fraction of a change, then you start skying them. Struggle bus, folks. 168 up 7, so 175 should be a good, smooth 8-iron. I envy those people that just flush it out of the center of the face every single time. Alright, I hit that really good, but I pulled it left. It's probably going to be long left. Straighten it out a little bit. Ooh, landed soft. That stay on? I don't know if it did. +2, it did. That was generous. I had that in real life, having an extra 10-15 yards on that and then being further left, but we'll take it. Alright, redemption for the driver now. 403, 4 over through 15, 16th hole par 4. Slight dogleg right. We're going to go right there, up 7 yards this time. Luckily, most of the tee shots have been hitting down into the fairway. This is the first one, at least in a while, that I've noticed that's been somewhat up. Back to the, it wasn't super low, that wasn't terrible, it's just going to be lower again, up the left, kind of nosedivey. Typical overcorrection. .260 though, and realistically, flat fairway, that was .267, so 151 left, down 1, so 150. Just going to go smooth 9. Tad heavy. Feels like I'm pulling them, which I did a little bit because of this pull draw type of feel, but that's gonna work. It's probably a good thing we caught it a little bit heavy too. If I caught that clean, that would have been too much. Alright, 2 holes left. 17th hole, par 3, 154 up 2. So 156, going back to the 9. Pop up to the right. Hopefully it catches the front side. Alright. Guess it wasn't even that short, it was just definitely right. Par though. It's not pretty, but we somewhat got that one done. Alright, final hole here. 18th, par 5. Long one too. Up 16. Alright, we need a good one here. That's 16 yards is a good amount too, so right there, 268. If I hit that, that's only going to play 252. Kind of block out to the right, start up the right. See if it comes back. I don't think it will a lot, but Now when I rushed, that felt like a more of an abbreviated backswing and transition. I kind of didn't bring it far enough back, and I kind of rushed it. It almost felt like a John Ron type of short backswing. And I need the most amount of leverage and basically length of my swing as I can get to get some distance. I don't have the speed and power, obviously, almost no one does, to be able to come back to almost like your waist height and then fire through like John Rahm does. I need, basically, I think I was watching a video, Phil says he kind of, I think he described it as a lazy man swing. He basically uses, because I mean Phil's tall too, he's like 6'3", 6'4". He basically uses all the length and leverage in his limbs to kind of have more of a slower tempo, smooth swing versus the John Rahm kind of shorter, abbreviated, more aggressive and violent type of swing. 288. By no means I'm not comparing myself to those guys. It's just that's what I see on a weekly basis watching golf. So you kind of pick out certain things. All right, going 3 hybrid. All right, that was struck pretty good. That should be right up the middle too. Oh, don't go over the bunker. Go. That was hit really good. .254. I don't even know. We might have had some extra. We might have been hitting up into that too a tad. I think I didn't check, but that was a good swing. All right, 34 yards. I'm gonna go 56, I guess. That one felt good. Drive wasn't terrible on that last swing, but that type of hybrid swing right there, that was about as good as I can hit it. It wasn't the quickest swing in the world, so obviously I can always get a little bit more distance out of it, but that was dead center in the middle of the club face, went straight, went right about the distance we were looking for. Those are the type of shots that make you want to come back and keep playing. 56 to finish it. Hold it a yard or two left. We'll see distance-wise. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Talk about having a shot that makes you want to keep playing and come back. That's a good way to finish a round right there. Eagle on 18, halfway decent drive, really good 3 hybrid, and about as good as you can get with a 56. That's what we're talking about. And just like that, we cut that down to 2 over. So, from FINCA CORTESIN, or according to Garmin, Club Day Golf FINCA CORTESIN. This is in, again, the Garmin has like different provinces and like territories for some of these overseas courses, but Graham said it was in Andalusia, Spain. Again, this was courtesy of Graham O2. Shout out to Graham, home of the 2023 Solheim Cup. It's going to be a couple weeks late, but we did get to it and we got it done. Fortunately, like I said, Team Europe ended up winning, but for this round we ended up with a 2 over 74. So wheels were kind of coming off after like the 6th hole, and 11, 12, and 13 were a little bit rough, but we did have a decent finish. So we went 38 on the front, 36 on the back, 7 out of 13 fairways. Driver's still not there where I want it to be, but at least that's over 50%. Same thing with greens regulation, slightly over 50%, and then putts. Would have been a decent amount worse without that chip in there, but 31 putts, right around 1.5 per hole. Not too bad. So, slightly better, I think, than last time. Pretty standard round. Hopefully, I can carry on where I just ended off with that 18th hole and bring that into my next round that I'm going to be doing here in about 5 minutes for another iteration of the Buff Bogey series. I kind of tweaked my chest maybe 2-3 weeks ago doing one of them, so this is the first time doing it in a little while. I'm going to be taking those push-ups slower, and hopefully, like I said, if I can carry over some of those swings from the 18th, put up a halfway decent score and not have to do a ton of push-ups, but we will see. So again, shout out to Graylan for the requests and all the support you show the channel. Also appreciate everyone else that likes, comments, subscribes. It really helps out grow the channel, gets these videos I know they're nothing special, but get some that engagement helps YouTube push it and gets it in front of possibly some newer people that haven't seen the channel just yet. So down in the comments, even just a one-word comment, I appreciate if anyone would like the video. Leave even a one-word comment, like I said, possibly share it with someone, and then if you'd like to see me, similar to what Graylem did here, see me play a course of your choosing, whether it's your local municipal course, par 3 course, world famous course, a course you used to play back in the day, maybe your home course for high school or whatever the case may be. Just let me know the name of the course down in the comments, the name of the course, the location, and then possibly and ideally just a brief explanation of why you want me to play it, even as simple as a one-word sentence like Graylem did here, basically just saying that this is the course of the Solheim Cup. So that's what I have. I'm going to go ahead and get this reset, started up for another Buff Bogey video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.